pee in a toaster. That should be our intro, shouldn't it?
What?
Please don't put your pee in a toaster.
You should use penis. It's the proper biological term.
Peni, actually, because I don't have multiple.
No, but you're singing to a group of people. You're not just singing to one other individual. The song is for everybody.
Yeah, then it'd be penis, yeah. But
Yeah.
no, because right now you're the only one watching, so technically I'm just singing to you.
I'm not even watching yet.
There you go then. So I'm just talking to you, and
Where? There you are.
no, I'm right here.
Post the fucking links so as we don't have to go. There you go.
Already doing it.
That actually worked for me today.
Did it?
Yeah, came up. Usually I have to fucking restart Twitch.
Yeah, that is a bit annoying. Right, let me know when you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Are you okay this week, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. English still.
Yeah, so
Never a
great.
good start to the week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just get this insatiable urge to try and colonize half the world. It's just there in my DNA. But then I realise I can't. Anyway, yeah, right. Shall we start them?
Yep.
Yeah, right. 3, 2, 1. I do that for the edit, but then I never actually use it. Anyway, yeah.
You used it last week.
Did I actually do the theme tune in the middle of it?
Yep.
Right, Hello and welcome to PBTC Talking on the Couch, our weekly podcast where we talk random rubbish about random things. This week we are doing a bonfire night / Guy Fawkes night, depending on what you call it, special. Last week we did Halloween. This week, Guy Fawkes, because this goes out during bonfire night week.
Yeah, and the majority of the people that listen to this podcast are from the UK.
They're actually from Ireland. 73% of our viewers are from Ireland.
In a place that doesn't celebrate bonfire night.
Speaking of statistics, only 4% of our current subscribers are returning to watch our shorts. So please do hit like and subscribe so you can keep up to date with the latest podcast and shorts. Remember to check out our other channels. We've got Discord, where me and Sporker will be on there talking occasionally.
Yep.
We've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter,
YouTube,
Blue Sky, which was Sporker's only job, and now it's kind of been taken off him because he never actually did it.
blah, blah, blah.
And remember to support the channel by donating to streamlabs.com/pressback to continue 3-/tip. And you don't have to donate loads. Even 10p will do us. We'll be happy with whatever, really. I don't know what it is in cents.
I'd be happy with 10p. It's about 12 cents.
Well, I think I'd get 9p of that, considering I do all the work. And then you can just pay the penny tax.
Yep.
I'm joking. Right.
I will use all of my magical pennies that we don't use in this country.
Well, I said I don't know what that is in cents. You'd have to convert 1p to cents, wouldn't you? Which would be about 1.2 cents.
I think it's about. I know that from Irish pounds to euros it was 1.27.
So it would be something like 1.27 cents.
And I think at the time when that conversion was locked in, the English pound and the Irish pound were nearly level.
Yeah, it would make sense. Anyway, right, so shall we get on with the podcast? We're going to use the returning segments today. So we got laws, myth or truth, and at the end we got a little gaming news. And it's been a big week for gaming news, mainly for PC, Xbox, and a little bit for PlayStation. So we'll start off with laws. As it's a bonfire night, Guy Fawkes, depending on what you call it. For anyone wondering, Guy Fawkes Night is basically about a group of people that put a load of fireworks underneath a big building called Ben, and where all the fat men in wigs went to discuss laws and stuff called Parliament and try to blow it up. That is what bonfire night is. So the English being English, we decide every year we're going to light a load of fireworks and ignite everything and basically give the dogs a heart attack every year.
I believe it was 36 barrels of gunpowder.
It was 36 barrels of gunpowder. But we'll go into that later because we don't want to go too much. I don't know what your truth or myths are, so I don't want to go too much.
They're not actually. I didn't actually look at Guy Fawkes stuff at all, really.
It's fine. We'll just go with your truth
because I was looking at them and it was like I think that Lowndes is going to have all these. So
I was also doing exactly the same thing, but I thought I'd do them anyway. So, right, we'll get to
yeah,
laws
so I just
anyway.
went with something different.
So you can start us off with the laws. Come on.
Tonight, I've done Irish laws.
Oh, Irish laws from the 1500s, because Bonfire Night was
The
1605, I believe.
1500s to the early 1700s.
Oh, not a big gap, only 200 years.
Well, the late 1500s.
Go on, what are they? Come on, let's hear them.
Okay. My first one is in 1735, the Witchcraft Act made it illegal to pretend to use witchcraft.
In what year?
1735.
It made it illegal to use witchcraft.
No, to pretend to use witchcraft. So you couldn't pretend to be a witch.
Ah, but if you actually cast a real spell.
Oh, that was fine. That's
That was
perfectly
fine.
fine. Yeah. Not only that, we only got rid of the law in 2006.
Wow. So what happens if you truly believe that you've cast the spell? Because you're not
That'll be up to the
pretending,
judge.
but you're not pretending though, because you
No.
think you've cast the spell. You don't really know.
But I'm thinking of all the kids like that used to go around dressed up as witches and stuff, like before 2006.
Oh
Were they
yeah.
all like under risk of being arrested and charged
It's
for
just a policeman
pretending to be a
walking around
witch?
going, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't you do it." What about the kids? 'Cause when did Harry Potter come out?
16.
It was Harry Potter. What's the first one called? And the Philosophers, because we're not
The
American.
Philosopher's Stone.
So when did you get rid of it?
2006.
Harry Potter came out in 2001. So anybody imitating Wingardium Leviosa was breaking the law. Jesus. Just imagine walking past the police station and there's just like a school bus sitting outside.
Yeah.
I've gone on a field trip and everyone's just been arrested. That's mad. What? You're also kind of admitting, legally speaking, that witchcraft is real.
Yeah. Well, we do come from the land of like where like druids and stuff came from, so it's
I thought
not
druids
beyond the
came
realm
from.
of possibilities.
I thought druids were English and they just sort of immigrated to Ireland.
No, they were Celtic. Druids were Celtic.
But they,
so it's the Scots, the Welsh, the Irish.
Yeah, so 1/3 of the druids then would have been Irish.
Yeah, but still, that's what I mean. Like, it's all that type of mythology and legendary stuff, so it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility that they thought there was witches too.
Well, the druids, weirdly, druids were actually a real thing, and they would just be basically people who lived off the land, and they
still are. I see them nuts at Stonehenge every year.
Yeah, they're just tourists.
They call themselves druids.
Yeah, basically, they've just got pointy hats on. Because Stonehenge is a mystical thing. Stonehenge is basically an astrological calendar.
They reckon.
Well, if you look at it, it does coincide with it. Like that's the best theory we've got because it does line up with like the planets and the North Star and stuff. But yeah, it's a bunch of stones that are just put there. Like, how did we build the pyramids? How did we move Stonehenge? If you think it was aliens, then that just.
I think they know now how they made the pyramids. They found like it written on
rivers.
Like the walls of it. What?
It's rivers.
How they built the pyramids with rivers.
Yeah, they got these stones and they transported them via the rivers because they built rivers towards where they were going to go, and then they could transport them using boats rather than carrying them. And then they put logs in front of each other, the same way the Romans used to do it. Move the log in front and push the stones. Considering how many workers you had at that time.
And that's the other thing as well. They weren't slaves. They wanted to do that.
No, they paid. They were paid, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They wanted to do that work. They weren't. Well, there was some slaves, I'm sure, doing like the really menial tasks and stuff, but like the majority of the people. And then it was an honor for them to be buried with their pharaoh.
The actual slaves were prisoners rather than general people. So people who committed crimes became the slaves because that was your way of repaying the state. But then the actual general population were workers, carpenters, and stuff like that because that was a big trade back then. And yeah, you are right. We do know how they. Well, our best theory to build the pyramids. We weren't there. We weren't sitting there watching
No, but I
Cleopatra
think
in the bath.
they found evidence of it
Yeah, we
recently enough.
yeah, but we found evidence that a 3-eye atlas was going to take us over today, and guess
That
what?
was yesterday. That was a lie.
That was yesterday. Yeah, I'm still waiting for it.
I'm still sitting here unprobed.
So where's ET gone? But no, they pushed it back now to the 13th of December. Remember?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it's 13th of December now, or 19th of December when it's on its way out. Apparently, it's going to do a little loop of the sun first.
All right, just doing a tour just to see what else there is around.
See what goods. See if there's a better place just over there or not. So a bit of yeah. So 3-eye atlas isn't going to come and destroy us all. It's just a really cool comic. Anyway, yeah. So there you go. Then it's illegal in Ireland up until 2006 to pretend to cast spells. Harry Potter
to pretend to be a witch.
Yeah, pretend to be a witch. Jesus, that's insane. Right, okay then, my law. This is so ridiculous. It's the end bit that made me laugh of my law. So I went with the bonfire night theme, because obviously being in England, we have Guy Fawkes night or bonfire night. So in 1600s, local parishes, which are churches over here, like the church has the parish, the area, could raise taxes in order to feed the poor. Poor groups were split into 3 categories: vagrant, involuntarily unemployed, and the helpless.
I'm helpless. I'm helpless.
Give me food, please. Can you imagine being categorized as one of the helpless?
Yeah. You're just helpless, man.
And how many?
You're beyond help.
the actual church who prays to God that you are okay and that you prosper in life has just declared you as helpless. Even God can't help you.
You're a lost cause.
Yeah,
just get over there and we'll feed you every day. Just go on.
That's you'd be ashamed, wouldn't you?
Yeah, utter dejection, like.
You've been rejected from God. That's what it's saying. That's like the vagrant. I'm not quite sure what they mean about the vagrant, because how can you be poor and vagrant? Are you happily poor? Like you're poor, but you're all right. You know.
No, I think a vagrant is just like a person that travels from place to place and sort of like lives off the land and stuff like that.
It could be. That's what I mean. Like you're poor, but you're all right because you just go around and stuff.
You
like
get
that.
by, like.
Yeah. That's what I mean. But the involuntarily unemployed, the fired, basically, people who have been sacked.
Yeah.
That's them, and then just the helpless. Like the local reverend comes over and just goes, "No, child, you stop." If someone was to come to my house now, they declare me as helpless.
Yeah.
Well, you are. It's just beyond me. But yeah, have you got another law, Spoker?
I do. I've got loads of laws.
Just one
I'm
more.
a book of laws. Okay. According to one Irish law, if a leprechaun appears at your door, you are required to give it a piece of your dinner.
Yeah, but then the leprechaun will be sitting there going, "I came here for gold. What's this? Give me some chicken."
He gets a bit of dinner. Yeah, gets a bit of dinner.
Isn't that a folklore that you place food and stuff on the hills for the leprechauns to take in?
No, it's an actual Irish law.
Well, no, I'm not doubting that you guys made that law. Like, one of you was obviously on some form of crack, and you just made it a law, or you just had way too much to drink, and you just decided, you know what, it's going to be a law now. But isn't there a thing in Ireland that there's hills or something, and you've got to place like personal possessions as an offering to the leprechauns for luck?
Oh no, that's the fairies. Like,
is that the
leprechauns
fairies?
the leprechauns just go out to work like everybody else.
They're called little people now, Spooky. You can't call them leprechauns. Jesus.
They're not. They're leprechauns. We've got an actual race of people in this country called leprechauns.
What, the 6-foot leprechauns?
No, there's a race of little people, and they're called leprechauns.
I literally just said they're the little people now.
There's a museum about them in Dublin.
Okay.
We have a museum with all the artifacts from the leprechauns.
In Greece, they've got a museum about the gods. Are you saying they're real?
Yeah.
Well, they could be. We don't know.
The jury's out on that one.
I'm not saying God's real or not. I'm not saying
nobody's come back and told me otherwise.
But yeah, so you have to feed the leprechauns in
yeah,
Ireland.
basically.
So someone's going to have abused that. Because I'm thinking back to a GIF you sent me a while back, actually. That picture of the man who was pretending to be a leprechaun.
I can't remember that.
Yeah, he was involved in certain acts against women because he
Oh,
was
I
a
remember that.
scammer. Yeah, pretending he was a leprechaun to
Yeah.
tourists. So someone's going to be like milking that, aren't they? Just going around. Someone with dwarfism or something like that is going to be knocking on people's doors in a little green suit. That's
Our
going to
last
happen.
president was a leprechaun.
I don't know how was he?
Yeah.
And you decided to give him all your gold.
Well, he's the leader of the country.
Yeah, so you all gave a leprechaun your gold. Have any of you
Yeah.
seen that gold since?
Yeah. We
Have
display our
you?
gold with pride when there's no tourists around. Or when Ursula von der Leyen from Germany is not around to view and see her, we make money. Oh, we're poor. We
You're
can't
just
do
throwing
that.
it
We're so
about when they don't come
poor.
over.
We're so poor. We can't afford anything.
You'll sit
I
at the
can't even
airport going, have
afford
they
shoes
gone?
for my baby.
Just sitting there at the airport going, have they gone? Have they gone? Right, get it back out, get it back
Please,
out, come on.
please give us some of your European money.
Oh dear. Right, okay, so yeah. So there you go then. In Ireland, it's the law that if a leprechaun knocks on your door, you have to feed him a piece of your dinner. Not all of it. You don't want obese
Not just a
leprechauns.
bit. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
just a
just
bit. They're on a heavily controlled diet.
give him like a piece of carrot.
Yeah, and like a
Well, you
small
wouldn't give.
piece, the corner of a steak. Like,
You give him potato because, as far as they're concerned, you're still in a famine.
yeah, yeah,
That definitely wasn't our fault.
yeah, it was
Anyway, around what year actually was the Great Potato Famine?
1848.
Was it? Was it? Is that an actual thing in
That's an
1848?
actual thing.
I couldn't remember. I genuinely couldn't remember the actual year.
And do you know what? Do you know what made it even really worse? In 1817, the English passed a law that said the Irish are only allowed to eat potatoes and porridge. So
There you go. There's another law for
you
you.
literally caused the famine.
No, we didn't. No, I don't
You
know what
wouldn't
you're
give us
talking about.
anything else to eat.
Right now, India is listening to this going, pitch, please. Anyway, right. So, okay.
We had to put up with just for longer than everybody else.
I'm not sure that's true. I'm pretty sure the
Yeah, it is.
Scottish would. I'm pretty sure the Scottish would debate this. Um, right, my law then. The next law, then it'll be the last one. So, again with the 1600s, around the same thing. Sex outside of marriage was made illegal in the late 1500s, early 1500s, to stop people with no husbands from having children, leading to further poverty. That's
Okay.
generally a law. You weren't allowed to have children outside of marriage.
Well, yous would have been Catholic at the time as well, wouldn't you?
Protestant.
When did you turn Protestant?
We was a heavily Protestant country at this time.
It was only like after Henry VIII that you became Protestant, wasn't it?
We were definitely a heavy Protestant country at this time. In fact, this goes on to one of my things later on. Yeah, we were definitely Protestant at this time. But yeah, it's the 1600s that this was made a thing. You weren't allowed to have children outside of marriage, which, considering in the 1600s in the UK, in London, actually, there's a little alleyway that's just
Yous only
outside of,
became Protestant in the 1530s.
which is before this law then, yeah?
Yeah, but like yous all wouldn't have been Protestant.
We were. There was a
Like
law about it.
yous were converting.
No, they made laws about it at the time. You weren't allowed to be Catholic in England. But yeah, it's such a stupid time. It really is. But in
Considering both religions are almost identical.
yeah, I know, it's so ridiculous. In in London, outside of Parliament, there's a little alleyway, and I can't remember. It's Dark Lane or something. No, Market Street, is it?
Diagon Alley.
Yes, that one. No, there's a little. It's really really small. It's the smallest alleyway in the UK. An alleyway is basically it's a small opening between buildings that you can use to get past the buildings to go to like the next street over.
Yeah, I think we've got alleyways all over the world now. I don't think that needed explanation.
No, Americans call them something different.
No, they've got alleys.
Do we call them
You see it in
gullies?
police shows, like we're chasing the perp down the alleyway.
Yeah, but that's because you're UK. Well, you're not UK, but you're next to it.
No, like in the American police shows, like.
Right, it's called Parliament Street, is actually what it's
Okay.
called, the thing, and it was used in around those times. So just remember, this is about not being able to have children at this time
Yeah.
outside of marriage. It was called Parliament Street because it's just off Parliament Square, which is where Parliament convened to have smaller meetings and things to discuss
Mhm.
laws and all
Mhm.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
During the day, they would set up small market stalls for the lords and whatever to come through and buy random gifts for friends or food or stuff like that. At night, however, became a very different street.
Oh,
Yep,
Moulin Rouge.
yep. So these people made a law that said you can't have babies outside of marriage, and then basically caused a hell of a lot of babies
Yeah.
because it was used, yeah, for ladies of the night. I'm gonna say. So
What year was that law?
that was around the 1600s. Are you
Okay.
googling it or something?
No, no, no.
Why would you say what year was the law? I want to know if you're just looking it up.
No, it's just because, like, I was thinking, like, because, like, you used to be a Catholic society, which I'd
We did.
understand that just would ban
We
sex before marriage because Catholics don't believe in like contraception and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. But if you're a Protestant country, you could just put that pig skin on and went to town, like.
Well, you put the pig skin on. You got your football, just put it on it, pig's bladder.
No, they used to make them out of pigs' intestines, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, yeah, thousands of years ago. They
Yeah,
also
like in the
made them out of wood splinters at one point as well.
yeah. They
Believe it
certainly
or
didn't
not.
make them out of latex in the 1600s.
No, they didn't. No.
They were definitely a natural material.
Well, it was King Henry VIII that made Church of England to create Protestant, and then after that
Yeah,
we was a
because he
Protestant
wanted to get a
country.
divorce.
I've got to remember my facts now. And then I think it was Queen Mary that brought Catholicism back, and then after that it became Protestant again. It was only Catholic for a small amount of time after King Henry VIII.
Yeah, because
And
the kings and queens didn't really last too long back then. Sure,
no,
they didn't.
no, like 20 years if they're lucky.
Yeah,
They tended to die quite quickly. But yeah, so
they
that is the
died
law
young
anyway.
as well.
So that was the law in 1600s around the bonfire night. You couldn't have babies
Nice.
outside of marriage. So the next segment we are going to change a little bit. This is myth or truth. Ooh.
Do do
So I've
do
got
do
to
do
come up with a
do.
little.
Yeah, we'll come up with a little jingle. We're gonna work on jingles.
Yeah, you can work on the jingles.
Yeah,
You've got an
because
iPad, haven't you?
I'm known for my musical
You've got an
talent.
iPad. You can get a keyboard and
Yeah, I'll just do it on ChatGPT.
that's
It's fine.
actually what I did for the PBTC theme tune. I just literally got a
Yeah.
keyboard and just played it a bit and just went for the retro. Yeah, so this week what we're going to do is we're going to each say four statements, and either three of them are going to be true and one of them's a lie, or three of them are going to be a lie and one of them's got to be true. It's up to the other person to decide which one's the lie or which one's the truth. So, Spooker, have you got your four statements?
Let me just quickly look online for something.
For some statements.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
They're a bit late now.
Okay. Yeah, I've got. Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Okay. So first one is chewing gum stays in your stomach
have you
for
got three truths or three lies?
3 lies and a truth.
Okay, go on then.
Okay. Chewing gum stays in your stomach for 5 to 7 years.
Okay,
You have to wait for an hour after eating before you go swimming to prevent cramps.
okay.
Platypuses sweat milk, and we only use 10% of our brain.
Three of them are lies.
3 of them are lies.
Okay, the 10% of the brain's a lie. The We definitely use more of that. I'm pretty sure a
Yeah.
platypus does sweat milk, so I think that one's the true one.
Yes, it is. That's just freaky how you knew that, because like who'd know that? Because up until relatively recently in history, they didn't think platypuses existed.
That's true. We did only discover them recently. What
It's
was the
not
other
that they
two?
discovered them; it's like they seen them, and that's not fucking real.
Because they're so weird. Because they're like ducks and beavers, and they're
Yeah,
even
and they're poisonous.
they are. Are
They're
they poison?
venomous.
Yeah,
They're
they are.
venomous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget Mary's a veterinary nurse as well. I know she doesn't know about platypuses, but we do watch animal
Because
programs
they
and
often
stuff.
have platypuses in the vets.
Yeah,
You
they're always
when
bringing
people
in them
go,
platypuses. Oh,
people
sorry,
bringing in their pet platypuses for a checkup and stuff.
someone brings it. Oh, I've just accidentally hit someone's platypus. What? Took out.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, we watch animal programs and stuff, so I did know that one, yeah. Because yeah, what was the other two lies you said? Because we'll just divulge into them a little bit.
Chewing gum stays in your stomach from 5 to 7 years.
It's false, that one. It
Yeah,
digests
no,
nearly as
because
quick as every other food.
because like your stomach is literally filled with a very corrosive acid.
Yeah, extremely corrosive. Yeah,
I think it's nearly on a par with like hydrochloric acid. I think your
it's more
stomach
acidic, I
acid.
think.
Is it? I
I
know
think
it's
so.
around that. So I remember
I
from like
can Google
fucking
it. pH
secondary
level.
school biology. Somebody said something. One of the teachers was saying about that. Like
Right,
that's not
hydrochloric
hilarious.
acid is depends on the concentration. That's not helpful at all. But for high
No.
concentrated, about 12 and pH 1.1. pH of I think hydrochloric acid is more corrosive than yeah. So your stomach is around the same, yeah.
Mm.
That's mad. But yeah, stomach, yeah, chewing gum, it just passes through. It's just if it hasn't, just eat a pack of sugar-free Polos or some diabetic
Yeah.
chocolate. That'll get rid of it.
Yeah. That'll clear you out.
They've used that for surgical patients because that
When you're
stuff
getting
is.
prepped for surgery, it's just
Yeah.
have a lot of that chocolate there. You'll be grand. That'll clear
Yeah.
it.
Have these Polos, or that'll clear you. Believe me.
And then the other one was wait an hour before eating or after eating before you go swimming.
It depends on your metabolism, but eating takes 4 to 5 hours. So I don't understand why. Yeah, and
It's not. You won't cramp up.
well,
Is the
no. Why
point?
would it cause
Like
cramps?
that was always the thing. Like that was always the old housewives' tale that you get cramps if you swam soon
I've
after
never
eating.
heard that. I've
Okay.
heard you should wait to let your food settle a bit before going swimming, but I've never heard because I'm going to get period pains. Never
Yeah.
heard that
No.
one.
No. Cramps.
And
You can get
I was raised
tired
in a
and
house full of
fatigued.
females, but apparently, yeah,
You get tired and fatigued
yeah,
after
yeah,
eating and going swimming because,
yeah, it's
like,
because you're using more energy to digest the food.
yeah, or if you
That
eat turkey.
just turkey on its own. Just go.
Turkey breast meat has a chemical in it that causes you to get drowsy.
Oh, there you go. That's a random
Mm.
fact for you all.
There you go.
Remember as well, if
So
we are
that's why everybody
incorrect,
feels really tired after their crimbo dinner.
yeah, it's actually that's true
Damn it!
for
I
a
should have
couple of
kept
different
that one for a
naps.
Christmas podcast, shouldn't I?
We have got to do it. We will do a Christmas podcast, so you've all got that to look
Yep.
forward to. But remember,
Hmm.
if we are wrong, let us know. If you've got anything to add to
Yeah.
our stories or any reasons or stuff like that, or any stories, let us know. You can email us at pressbacktc@outlook.com, or you can DM us on any of the channels that are currently on the Twitch link
Yeah.
and just generally
Discord is
and
best.
Discord. Yeah. Right. So, shall I do mine?
Yes, you do yours.
Okay. Right. So this is my segment, and because I've put these a little afterthought on it as well. Right.
Oh, we love afterthoughts because we always love going down that
Look,
rabbit hole
Jerry
when we're
Springer.
recording a podcast.
So I've got Guy Fawkes was. Oh, I've got 3 truths and 1 lie.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Okay.
So I've actually. Yeah. Right. Yeah. 3
Did you
truths and 1.
verify these?
Yeah. I have. Yeah. Guy Fawkes was hanged, drawn, and quartered, and that event is the celebration of fireworks because we captured him, hung, drawn, and quartered him.
Hmm.
The plot of Bonfire Night was to kill King James I and replace him with a Catholic queen. I wonder what that one could be spoken. Bonfire Night comes from the term bonefire, the type of fire used on witches in order to cremate their bones, and fireworks were originally invented by accident by a Chinese cook mixing ingredients. The ingredients created colourful flames.
Mm.
Which one of them is the porcupines?
I think the bonfire one was the lie.
Bonfire comes from the term bonefire. to cremate witches' bones. So
Yeah.
is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay, the actual lie was Guy Fawkes was hanged, drawn, and quartered.
Really? Because that came up as a truth when I was looking at it
Nope.
earlier.
Guy
Really?
Fawkes was caught in the House of the Parliament. He ran away from the guards, but he had
Yeah.
nowhere to actually run.
Mhm.
So, in a desperate attempt, he tried to jump out of like wherever he was without realizing there was a fall on the other side. So he actually
Okay.
fell and broke his neck and died from that. He was never
Oh, okay.
hung, drawn, and quartered.
Maybe they
There you
hung
go.
and quartered him after he was dead.
They did parade him about to say, here he is.
Defeats the purpose of hanging, drawing, and quartering. But like,
Yeah. They did put him on display to say, look at who we've caught.
yeah, probably
But
put his head in a pike. They were into all that type of crap, weren't they?
yeah, well, I think that was more the medieval times rather than the Middle Ages. But yeah, he broke his neck, and that's how he actually died. He was never hanged, and it came about because he was like displayed to public, which a lot of criminals were at that point, and because
Yeah.
he tried to commit treason. It came about that he was hung, drawn, and quartered, but in actual fact he never was. And like I said earlier, the plot was to kill King James I. He was heavily Protestant, and replace him with a Catholic queen. It's also a myth that it was the Spanish. Well, it was the Spanish that sort of paid the people to do it, but it was that always distracts me when you put random things and that looks. That's just a football on the PlayStation. That's not like an actual animated
Yeah,
one.
but when you actually look at it on Twitch, it
For
says
anyone
go.
watching on other platforms, Paul could just put a little emoticon in
Yeah.
Twitch chat. But yeah, it was the people were basically part of like the Spanish who wanted England to be Catholic. Also, the Spanish and the English at those times were not very friendly to each other. Let's say,
No.
like the Spanish Armada and all sorts, and the wars
Yeah,
that were
they got a bit
involved.
pissy about that as well because they'd lost all their boats. But
Weirdly, English did as well. And after the Spanish Armada, they were forced to go round the entire of England.
yeah,
Most of them sank on the way back. England launched a counter attack, and also most of them sank before they got to Spain. So they had to
there's a lot of
retreat.
them. There's a lot of them sank off the west coast of Ireland.
Yeah,
The Spanish Armada, like.
yeah, up in Scotland and around and towards the
Yeah.
retreat. And most of the English sank on the way to Spain during the counter attack, so we had to retreat as well. So
They got caught in a storm, didn't they?
yeah.
The English ones. Yeah.
So we take the mick out of the Spanish for the Spanish Armada, but then we tried to do exactly the same thing. Also
Yeah.
messing it up. The bonfire night it does come from bone fire, which because we didn't want any essence of the witches left, they
Okay.
wanted a fire that could cremate bones as well, and it did. And that's why we call it bonfire night. It's from bone fire to cremate. Don't forget, in the 1600s, we thought witches were real. You made a law about it to say no casting spell, no pretending to cast spells.
Yeah, because we didn't believe there was witches, so you're not allowed to go around and pretend to be one.
Yeah, well, the English did, and
Yeah,
fireworks.
you just took a while to cop on.
And fireworks.
Yeah, I knew
genuinely...
fireworks were from China. Yeah.
Yeah, they're from China.
With the guy. Yeah.
A cook was just messing around. I'm not going to say the ingredients. I have got them written down. I'm not telling people on a live stream the ingredients of fireworks.
We may get cancelled for that.
Yeah. Probably not the best of ideas.
Telling people on a live stream how to make explosives, it's not great.
I mean, you probably could Google it. I'm not saying Google it. In fact, please don't. Right? It's very common knowledge. So don't worry about it. I don't want anyone going out and blowing them. Don't injure yourself or other people.
Yeah.
Remember,
stay safe, people.
Remember, create your explosives with care. Anyway,
just ask Abu Hamza.
Yes, he's Abu Hamza. Anyway,
I always thought that was funny, but he is actually a real guy. He used to make explosives and he lost his two hands.
And he lost his hands. Yeah,
he's got two hooks. He's like Captain Hook squared.
He was the Middle Eastern equivalent to Captain Hook.
But they had to go and try and do it better, didn't they?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
No, he only had a hook for a hand. Look at our guy; he's got 2 hooks.
He's the Bollywood equivalent to Peter Pan's Captain Hook. He's just a big musical. Anyway, right, and that will do for that segment of Myths or Truths.
Yep.
The next bit is the gaming news, and we've had some huge news. Just to let
Yep.
Sporker know, we've got about 7 or 8 minutes for this segment
Okay.
at most. Um, so yeah, this is the gaming news. Sporker, do you want to read any of the top two? Because the bottom three all go together.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So everybody by now probably knows this, but in case you don't, Halo is being confirmed to be coming to the PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I love the Halo
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
They are amazing games. If anyone,
I've never really played them because I never really even knew anybody with an Xbox.
imagine Call of Duty in space.
Yeah.
Like foreign planets, but no, they're really good games. And the original Halo, in my personal opinion, so I'm not going to say it is or it isn't. This is my opinion. Is the best Halo because I spent many hours playing that game and I just absolutely loved it. I love the mechanics of it.
Sounds like
It's
you're opening this up for some sort of online debate, Lance.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's my personal opinion. If
Yep.
you wanna say is Halo 1 the best Halo? Let us know. What was your favourite Halo out of the 50,000 that they've released
I
now?
think Halo 53 was probably the best. It sort of went back to grassroots.
Halo Infinite. That's actually
Yeah.
a game. They couldn't even be asked to come up with numbers anymore. Halo Infinite, forget it.
I thought the best one was the one where they pitted a load of people against each other and they had to create the best dinner. And then the last guy standing was called Master Chef. No, sorry, Jesus. No, it's Master Chief, isn't it? Different
I
guy.
see the joke.
Sorry.
I see the joke. I see the joke there. That is definitely going in the short.
Yep.
Right, yeah, no, Halo is a really cool game, and it's Call of Duty, but in space with a geezer that's a super soldier, which makes more sense than Call of Duty, really, because he can regenerate using the stuff that happened to him, and in Call of Duty you regenerate because you're just Captain America, apparently.
Yeah.
But it is
Yeah.
a really good game. Do you want to read the next one, and then I'll do the big news
Okay.
for the
Yeah.
week?
Yeah. Okay. And the new Xbox, everybody will play PlayStation games. Doesn't say what generation PlayStation games, but it says they're going to be playing PlayStation games. It's going to be using the Steam library.
Yeah.
So possibly all of the PlayStation games that are currently available on Steam. I don't know if there are any. I don't use Steam.
There are.
But yeah, so probably all those games are going to be available probably on the Xbox.
Yeah, so this comes after the announcement that the Steam library will be available on the Xbox Mobius,
53.
was it? Well, we did say last week, was it the Xbox Mobius? I can't remember what
I
it's
think
called.
so. The next generation of Xbox.
Yeah, the one that's going to cost over £1,000,
Yeah.
or $1,200. How you're going to look at it in early leaks. So yeah, this comes after that's going to be using the Steam library. At the same time, Steam have a contract with Sony and other providers. There are more providers than just Xbox and Sony. Remember, there are the Switch and the ROG Allies and stuff like that. There's loads out there. It's up to you what you prefer to use. But this comes after a lot of PlayStation games that were PlayStation exclusives, such as Spider-Man and I can't think of PlayStation, God of War and stuff like that. That they're going to be added to the Steam library. The PlayStation
What's God of War
exclusive.
about?
Oh, it's about peace and tranquility in the Middle East.
Cool.
Yeah. So they've been added to the PlayStation games have been added. I don't actually know if it's God of War or Spider-Man on the Steam, but I'm just using them as examples.
No,
but PlayStation games have been added to the Steam library, and since as Microsoft will have access to the Steam library, we know that they'll be able to play these games. So it's been confirmed that
Is Gran Turismo PlayStation exclusive?
Say that again, sorry.
Is Gran Turismo PlayStation exclusive?
No, not anymore. It's Polyphonics that make that, isn't it? But it's also on the PC and things, so I don't think it's PlayStation exclusive anymore. I think it used to be, but I remember.
Or was it one of them games that was like it was a PlayStation exclusive for like the first year or something?
Yeah, it could have been because I know GT Sport was available on the PC as well, which was one of the first racing online competitive
Mm.
games that came out, and that was available on the PC, so multiple users could use it and stuff. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. It's still not justifying to me the £1,200 price of the or £1,000 price of the new Xbox, and it's not justifying the £30 a month online use, which is just
For
absolutely
for
ridiculous.
for those of you who has that.
Yeah, I know that on the PlayStation, to use online, we have to have PlayStation Plus, and currently on Xbox, you don't have to have Xbox Plus or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
However, to access the games and stuff like that, you do need to have the Xbox Online service, the Online Plus. Or I generally don't know what it's called. I've actually Xbox Live. That's the one.
Xbox Live, that's it,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't need to use that because it's a PC and
Hmm.
massive platform. But we don't know. People have said this. I've seen online comments saying, well, Xbox is free to use online and stuff, but we don't know from the new Xbox. We don't know if they're going to follow the PlayStation model and have
Yeah.
so online on that console is going to, but we just don't know at this point. So
I
just
think the
keep.
PlayStation Premium Pass is pretty reasonable.
It's got a huge library. I feel like we're advertising. Remember, Sony, if you want us to advertise, get in touch. Sponsor us.
Call us now on toll free 555.
Um,
This is one of them weird American ads.
to be fair, I've always preferred PlayStation. As you know, I do game on PC as well, and Mary's
Yeah.
on the Switch. I just prefer the PlayStation. It's what I've always preferred, and it is a huge library of games, and it's a very diverse library of games. And I did grow up playing Xbox and PlayStation. I had both consoles. I just prefer the PlayStation personally. There's always been something about it that's just held true to me. And because Xboxes, when the Xbox 360 come out, the first thing you heard about was the Ring of Death. The Xbox One come out, and again, you just heard overheating,
Yeah.
errors with it, Xbox Live going down all the time, stuff like that. Whereas you don't really hear about that from the PlayStation. I know of two cases
There
that
was
have
the
made.
huge PlayStation Network hack that
This is
time,
what I
like a
was.
few
Yeah,
years ago.
this is one of the two cases where it was a
Yeah.
big thing, and Sony almost immediately resolved that. Whereas,
And they gave us like a stack of free content as well after
yeah,
that.
they
Like
did.
they gave us like a good few premium games.
So in terms of customer experience, for me, having both consoles, I would say Sony are ahead on that. In terms of sort of playability and things, and using different areas of it. I think Xbox is ahead on that because you can play it on PC or Xbox or ROG Allies or handhelds in that sense. Whereas currently the PlayStation only has the PS Portal, which I also have, and that one, unless you're going to stream, you need to, yeah, it's just not as good as the multiple
Yeah.
interfaces that Xbox have. But yeah, anyway, moving on. So the big news of the week is Nvidia is the first $5 trillion company. So their value has hit $5 trillion, which is just
That's like
insane
a
for a
lot of money.
company. How
That's
many
like more than I
investors?
have.
That's more than all of Ireland has. Like that is
Probably.
that is absolutely huge news. And with that 5 trillion, something that's quite exciting for the older generation, not as in retired and stuff like that, but the older generation of mobile phones is Nvidia are also investing $1 billion into Nokia phones. Remember the old Snake one, where you
Yes,
just
Lance. They weren't. So you're putting me in the category of old people then?
no, I'm the
It's
same as
basically
you.
what you're saying. You're putting me into the
The
category of
older
old people
generation of
because
gamers.
they were my. That was my first phone. Was a Nokia 5110. The thing is
Mine
indestructible. It's
mine
still
was
on
the
half charge
7210.
upstairs.
No,
It's still on
3210.
half. It's still on half. The 5110 is still on half charge upstairs. It's
Still,
like
10 years
25 years
later.
old.
Mine was the Nokia 3210, my first
Yeah.
phone. But yeah, so they're investing $1 billion into Nokia, which would be nice to see them make a comeback. Because lately, remember the Nokia N-Gage, the first gaming phone?
Yeah.
That was
That
awful.
was the flippy one, wasn't it? It sort of
No,
slid up.
yeah, I think the screen slid up and
It
it, yeah,
slid to the side, and then like there was a proper keyboard and stuff
yeah,
underneath it.
yeah, yeah. It was a cool
It was
concept, just didn't work.
it was like that email phone. Do you remember the one that cracked open in the middle, and it had another larger screen and a keyboard. It was a
Yeah,
Nokia
it's
as
like a
well.
rectangle, wasn't it? And
It was a Nokia as well. Like it
yeah,
was
I
around the
remember
same
which one you're
time
on
period.
about. My friend had one of them, and we just, yeah, it was awful again. But it'd be nice to see Nokia make a comeback because they
Yeah,
were good phones back in the day. How they'll, how and if you put an Nvidia chip inside of a Nokia, you're gonna have a decent performing phone there,
yeah.
hopefully. Uh,
Like how good will Snake run on that?
Snake One,
Like
no,
that would be
you
unbelievable.
120 FPS on Snake One.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it'll be a fully immersive experience.
You know the 5090 on older games can get like 400 FPS now. That's mad. You can't see that quick. Anyway, and Nvidia are also, which is quite big news, and I was explaining this to Spook earlier, and they're heavily investing into Intel CPUs. The reason that's really big news is because currently AMD dominate the GPU and CPU market. So you've got the Ryzen 9800 X3Ds and stuff like that on the markets, and then you've obviously got the 5090s, which AMD do quite a lot of them. Nvidia are a huge GPU country. Yes, Nvidia have their own country with $5 trillion. Now,
Well, $5 trillion,
Nvidia,
they could literally buy a country
yeah,
if they
it could,
wanted.
yeah. How cool it, Nvidia land. Nvidia are a huge GPU company. They've been making GPUs for a very, very long time. Can't
Yeah,
remember their origin, so I'm not going to say, oh, they were the first and stuff like that. So,
they
but
would have
yeah,
been one of the first anyway, if not the first.
my GPU in my computer is actually NVIDIA as well. But yeah, if they're investing heavily into Intel chips, then that could possibly and potentially drive the price of AMD products, so the AMD Ryzen 9s or the AMD 5060s, let's say for general consumers. It could possibly drive them down because now there's going to be more fierce competition, and they're going to want people to buy their products, so they're going to make it a lower price at better performance, which is actually good news for every PC gamer out there and for console gamers as well. Because if PCs become the same price as consoles, then more people are going to go over to PCs. So consoles would have to become cheaper. So it could potentially benefit everybody, Nvidia investing
Yep.
into Intel chips, and it will help Intel, which every single one of us who's ever owned a PC at some point has had something Intel. So nostalgic purposes as well. So that's big news from Nvidia. They've made some very big things this week, very big headlines. So I'm really looking forward to what comes out of this. Are you, Spoker?
Yes, I am.
And
So the term GPU was actually popularized by Nvidia in 1999. They didn't make the first GPU, but they made it famous,
did you just Google
basically.
this?
Yes.
It did sound like something you just read off
Yeah.
Google.
Sony
Yeah,
used the term first.
yeah, but because
It was a
Nvidia,
Toshiba chipset.
I can't. You shouldn't. I think Google's a bit misleading there. They did popularize it, but not as in the sense that they started coining the phrase. It was because a GPU,
No,
computers have always had GPUs because normally they're
yeah.
inbuilt GPUs or external GPUs, which is what we use now, the graphics card. But because Nvidia, when as games and stuff developed on the PC, we needed to start putting graphics cards in because otherwise the CPU inside would overheat or it could damage or it couldn't handle the workload. So
Yep.
Nvidia come along and said, well, we've made a GPU that you could put in your motherboard. And that's where people start, oh, I'll buy a GPU. Then most people don't actually know what GPU stands for.
It's a graphic processing unit, of course.
Is it though?
Yes.
Are you sure about
Positive.
that? I'm making you question yourself.
No, you're not. I'm
It is.
literally
It is the
looking at it
graphics.
on the screen right now in the history of Nvidia.
It is the graphics processing unit, yeah, and then CPU central processing unit. But yeah, it's because they said, oh, we've got a GPU which is commercially available. That's why people started using the term GPU, but it was already a
Yep.
term. As you say, Sony like came up with it and stuff like that. But a little bit of history for you though. Anyway, yeah,
Yes,
shall we
indeed.
end the podcast there then?
No, I want to keep going forever and ever and ever.
Well, I'll leave you to the edit then this week. Uh,
No, let's finish it up there.
no. Right. Yeah, so for everyone that will watch, has been watching, can watch, possibly watch, or listen, remember to give us a like if you're still watching at this point. Remember to comment on
Yep.
our Spotify. Forgot to say at the start, this is also available on Spotify. Considering it's a podcast, Apple Music and Amazon Music. Leave us a little thumbs up. It will really support the channel. We can get our little audience growth in. Remember to share
I'm
it
giving
with
us a
your
thumbs
family.
up right now. Nobody can see us because we're not on video, but trust me, everybody, I'm giving a thumbs up.
We'll know. We'll know about it.
Mm-hmm.
We will. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Remember to
Thanks,
check out our
everybody.
other channels, which is Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky, Discord,
Yeah.
Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Music. This should go out on Sunday. I think I normally release
Sunday
them.
for the podcast, usually.
Yeah, and then the shorts will get released during the week each day, just a little short from these segments. Pop up and say hi to us. But I've been Lonesism,
I've been Sporka.
and we are pressed back to continue. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or night.
Nighty, good morning, evening, everybody.